No, let's just hope there's no STDs in the superhero universe because they hook up with everybody in those.
I would imagine Matt Murdock is just a human walking petri dish.
And everyone he has sex with dies.
Oh yeah, no one gets out of a Matt Murdock relationship clean.
That's why. I could get killed by Bullseye, or I can get chlamydia. You guys, for the people listening at home, you just missed a great conversation about STDs in the superhero universe.
It was riveting.
It was just riveting. Yeah, too bad we did not record that.
No.
It almost wanted me. I almost clapped at it.
I mean, I do have it on. I do have our Skype backup recording on, so I could probably go back and get it.
There you go. And you can listen to us ignoring one of his puns again because he didn't enunciate properly.
Sorry that I tried to be clever and nuanced with a pun.
Again, it's a pun.
Anyway, welcome to the UGO podcast, and who is arguing over the subtleties of pun work? Why, it's me, Nick the Merc with a mic, and my fellow Unapologists,
Travis.
And then there's Justin enduring long-lasting punishment from these two.
Yeah. Okay, we're going to move right along from here.
See, was that better? Was that better?
Still needs some work.
And moving right along. So...
You're all a bunch of Muppets.
Yes, this week... We are taking a break from the regular, usual subject, and we're just going to focus on trailers for this week because we skipped last week, and there are some big trailers. There's some Jedi we got to talk about. There's some superheroes, multiple superheroes, some scary shit, giant robots, giant monsters. It's a pretty big trailer talk for this week, so that's going to be our main focus.
All the AAA.
This is what happens when you skip trailer talk in the middle of Comic-Con.
Yeah.
So.
Didn't really rough. We let it catch up on us a bit, but we're going to catch up today. Before that, we're going to have, of course, our correspondent, our news correspondent, Justin, update us on some of the more geeky news of the week. And even before that, we got to go through the announcements. So, just a heads up, some house cleaning. We are going to be at Anime Fusion, not next week, but the week after, October. Well, actually, no, it is next week.
Yes, yeah. It is next week.
It is next week. I am behind. You're right. So it is October.
So is it next week as of this recording or next week as of the posting?
As of this recording. Recording, it is next week. It's going to be October 20th to the 22nd. We are going to be doing our Geek Trivia contest, of course. That's our main bread and butter there. That's going to be on Saturday. But before that, we have Anime Pitch we're doing on Friday. So look for that. Look for the times there. Actually, I think I have the times here if you just bear with me. Yes. So Anime Pitch on Friday is going to be at 6 o'clock in main programming.
Woo-hoo.
And Geek Trivia is going to be at 4 o'clock in panel room 2. And that one, they only gave us an hour again. So we're going to have to
speed it up.
We have to cut it down again. Yep. But that is not all. We are also going to be at DaishoCon this November, the 17th through the 19th. And we are going to be doing not one, but 2 trivia contests there.
So how many hours do we have for that one?
I'm looking up right now just to see how much time they actually gave us. But not only are we doing our regular trivia, our regular general trivia contest, but we are doing a Steven Universe specific trivia contest. And that one will be at 4 o'clock for Geek Trivia on Saturday in panel room 2, and that one they gave us an hour and a half.
Better.
So, and then Steven Universe Trivia Contest will be that one they gave us an hour on, but that one can be shorter. I think we can be a little more specific. And that one will be on Saturday as well in panel room 2 as well, but later at night, like 9 o'clock. So you late nighters, you want to do that Steven Universe trivia late at night. That's what you want to do. Yeah, I have a feeling that most of those people are going to be at the masquerade or whatever it is going to be at that night. So
we'll see what happens.
Masquerade,
yeah.
All the people on display. Masquerade.
But yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Always love the cons and stuff. Love the con episodes. So I'm excited. It's gonna be our first time at Anime Fusion, so that's gonna be fun.
Yep. Going.
I don't know. I hear those episodes can be very contentious.
Okay, we're putting a moratorium on the con puns.
You have to wait
All
until
right,
the con
all right.
episode to make the con puns.
No, now you're not even allowed to do the con puns on the episode. I'm editing them out. It's over. It's done. You flew too close to the sun, Justin, and now you have burned and you have ruined it for not only, well, I shouldn't say me, but Travis. You've ruined it for Travis as well.
Wait, he's conscripting me into this now?
Nope, going out, setting it out. I'm going to beep right there. You're not getting anything. You're not
Allow
getting
me to
anything.
consign myself to misery.
It's over. All right.
Okay.
But yeah, that's look forward to those events if you are in the area, or even if you're not, check it out the recordings afterwards, because hopefully we'll do a little bit more video and audio recordings for the trivia contest, so we can get the general. So sometimes some pretty fun stuff happens during those, including pun work with STDs. Now that I think about it,
yeah.
If you remember Let's Play, like that happened.
Yep.
But yeah, otherwise, how's everybody been this week, guys?
Oh, pretty good for me. Just playing various games around.
Yep. Me and Travis started playing some Shadow of War, so that was getting into that. So that's been kind of fun.
Nice.
How about you, Justin? What have you been up to?
Oh, just some work. Been a little tired this week. I had a whole night where I didn't sleep early this week just from stress, but that now is no fun. But I hosted some exam reviews for some students. That was a lot of fun. I had a grand total of 3 people show up each night, and those people will likely get A's, so they better if they showed up. But and actually, funny thing was, one of the students, she came to both sessions, so technically I only got 5 people. But
so she should get double A's.
Yeah, she. Careful with the phrasing on that.
There you go. There it is.
But anyway, yes. Hopefully they all do well. And then, I just got to do some more schoolwork in the next few days, and things are going well. Oh, and I got midterms coming up, so, all right.
Fun stuff.
Yeah, and here's the point where I know the superhero shows have come back, their first episodes, and I was going to try and catch up on them so I can give you guys an update on what was going on, but I only watched, like, the first half of, like, Flash and, like, the first 5 minutes of Supergirl, and I never actually caught up.
And he gives them 10 out of 10.
So I'm going to give what I saw from the Supergirl. It opens up with this big stupid soft lit montage of her missing, like her daydream of her missing white bland boyfriend from the last season.
Oh,
I'm not sure how. Yeah, I like to call him boring white guy number 5, but Mon-El's fine.
I feel like spot number 5's taken, but I had to go back and check.
Yeah, we can't have her have a generic romance with the black. Well, what's his name? Jimmy Olsen.
Jimmy Olsen.
Yeah, but we'll have her have a equally generic, boring romance with the scruffy white guy that actually are even more incompatible because they don't even like each other in the beginning because of some stupid Romeo and Juliet thing because he's a Daxamite. Yeah, I was not a fan of that. So that opening was like, oh god, is she going to be angsty about this whole season? I'm not really into Supergirl being angsty.
Yeah.
But again, I haven't checked. I'll check in next week. I'll watch the second episodes as well to give more of a actual update. They're already bringing back like Flash, like in the first they're trying in the first episode through some science shenanigans. Caitlin Snow is no longer Killer Frost, like, immediately the first time you see her.
Well, that might be for the best.
I don't know. Like, it feels like a lot of course correction is happening. But, and I have not even attempted to watch Arrow or Legends of Tomorrow.
Well, good.
This sounds like everything I said in the Gotham podcast of why I don't keep up with the CW shows. It's like, they're the same stories just being redone over and over again.
Yeah, well... I mean, I'm going to try and stick with them because I really did enjoy Supergirl Season 2 despite some of the more generic plot elements. I thought it was actually a big improvement, but we'll see. I also am catching up on The Good Place and Brooklyn Nine-Nine for comedies. And man, those shows are funny. Super funny. The Brooklyn Nine-Nine just did a couple episodes on prisons, or where one of the main characters went to prison. and it really highlighted like what I love about Brooklyn Nine-Nine is it doesn't it doesn't really glorify cops. I mean, I guess it makes it funny or whatever, but it dealt with one of the cops actually did one of the cops got racially profiled by another cop from a different precinct. The prison episode is all about how it's super messed up in prison. I gotta get this guard to beat me. Well, I have a whole list of Rolodex of stuff to really insult him to get him to beat me. And he just says, "Hey Mark, how's it? Oh God, that's all it took." Man, our system is broken.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I mean, it's a show with Andy Samberg as the lead. It can only get so serious, but
well, I'm surprised it even lets those messages, out at all. I mean, I remember last season where they went to go when they weren't cops or they had to be undercover and they couldn't tell anyone they were cops. They had to go try and get some guns, and they were like, "Okay, I have this strategy to go and try and sell this story to the gun shop owner so I can buy these guns." And it's like he never needed the story because the guy was like, "Oh, you lost your ID? That's all right. My machine's not as down anyway." Wink, wink. Just tell me what kind of high power, and do you want to buy your bullets by the box or by the bucket? Oh God, our system is broken. I'm sorry. What? I meant your bucket of bullets. Your biggest bucket of bullets. That's what I want.
Jeez.
So just surprised that it even takes remarks on that, although it is super funny.
Yeah, that's probably...
Hey man, ammo's pricey these days, so I'd buy a bucket of bullets.
Yeah, bucket of bullets. I always imagine a ye old bucket of bullets, from one of those medieval food places, but with bullets.
Just a gun eating bullets.
Yeah, so I'm really into that. The Good Place has taken some super interesting turns that I can't even go into vague stuff about it because it would be super spoilery for anyone who hasn't watched it. But it is super fun. I highly recommend it. With that, should we just get into the news, guys?
Sure.
All right, let's get into it. Let's see what's just in with Justin.
Hey, I thought we couldn't do puns. That's technically a pun.
No, we're not doing con puns.
We're editing this out, Nick. You are cut out from the podcast there. So sorry.
No, I said con puns. I was very specific.
All right.
Plus, it's the main segment. It's what it's called. I have a musical jingle for it. Damn it.
Well, since we're going to go that way with it, make the pun that everybody makes with me. Anyway, yes, so here is the news. All right. First off, I mean, just a quick one here. You know that Han Solo movie that's coming out?
Yeah.
Is it coming out anymore, or have they finally canned it and decided that was not a good idea?
Oh, no. Quite the opposite. There's a trailer that is already finished editing. It's probably going to come out soon. And apparently, within this next week, we're going to learn the actual title of the movie. If it's actually just going to be called Han Solo or something else.
Yeah, I would call it Scruffy Nerf Herder, but I'm edgy like that. I mean...
Scruffy Nerf Herder, a Star Wars story.
If you really want to put butts in seats, Scruffy Nerf Herder.
Hey, I'd be watching it. There's also, this is kind of a more amusing than actual serious news. Apparently there was a big dispute over this last month or so with Marvel and Spider-Man Homecoming. Apparently there's some stuff that contradicts canon, or fans at least think that it contradicts canon over the timeline. So Marvel has said that they will introduce an actual timeline that will publish, to keep track of what's happening in the story so far in the MCU.
Okay.
I mean, I feel like that's I mean, I did notice that there's some timeline stuff in Spider-Man Homecoming that doesn't quite make sense to me. Like how it did specifically state it's 8 years ago was the Avengers incident, and I'm like, wait, how does that line up with Civil War? Does this take place? And then, but for the most part, that's something in the Marvel Cinematic Universe that I can easily let go.
Yeah, just I actually prefer they not explain it because I feel that's just going to raise more questions.
Yeah, I don't really care. It was odd that they even marked it as 8 years ago, they even said so.
Yeah.
Was it 8 or how many years? I don't remember if it was 8 or not.
I mean, it was something like 8. I remember they said something specific in the movie that they said specifically it was this amount of time ago, which allowed everybody to go wait, this means that it's this point in the timeline, or Spider-Man was this old during this event. I don't know.
Which is true. They did retcon that bit in Iron Man 2 apparently, where that's Spider-Man, who's the character, who's the little kid in that scene.
Right.
Which I think is a cute nod, and I kind of like that.
Arthur wonders, like, why is he at that show in the first place? But, you know,
he's a science nerd, right? Yeah. I mean,
even as a 7-year-old kid.
Then, did they ever really explain what the Stark Expo was to begin with? It's just like it's to show off like new tech or whatever, where his main competition can show up, even though it is his expo.
Mm-hmm.
It's a vanity project.
I mean, let's not get into everything that doesn't make sense about Iron Man 2, because we're gonna pick away at that thread.
Yeah. Anyway, also a quick thing. Thor Ragnarok, you know that there was the story going around that it would be the shortest Marvel movie to date?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, that's not true anymore.
No.
They just released the runtime. It's going to be 2 hours and 10 minutes.
Oh, okay. That's a significant amount of time, actually.
Yeah, because they were making a big thing like, oh, it's only an hour and a half. It's quick, it's breezy, it's fun. And then just today it's like, yeah, that was BS, apparently.
That was a lie.
The Gambit movie is back in production again. It has now been set for February 2019 as the release date, and it's going to be a heist movie in the vein of like Ant-Man and those kind of films.
Right.
Okay, I could dig that. Is Charming Potato still in the lead role?
Oh, not only is he involved, I mean, he's a producer, he's an actor, like he's a figurehead for this movie. So, and if I remember last they checked, they recorded around directors, and I think Gavin O'Connor was in talks to direct this one. It was either him or Doug Liman. So, no, Doug Liman left, and it's Gavin O'Connor who's in talks for it. So, okay. Gavin O'Connor, for those who don't know, he did like Warrior and Miracle and a bunch of other stuff lately. So,
yeah. I really dug Warrior, actually.
Yeah. So yeah, he also did The Accountant with Ben Affleck. So,
which wasn't bad.
Decent movie.
I thought it could have been better, but you know, pretty decent for what it was.
Yep. Zack Snyder is officially confirmed as the only credited director on Justice League. So, hey, it's not surprising. You really don't want to undermine someone's vision if they have an incident like this happen to them. So it's like, okay, Joss Whedon's only taking screenwriter credit for his work, and then Zack Snyder's getting the official director's credit.
Well, so, it did sound like he was. It sounded like no matter what, like he was the one that shot. Like he did direct most of that movie.
Right.
Like Joss Whedon was just in for reshoots, and
to fix up the mess.
Unless the reshoots are so extensive, that means he's going to be working on a lesser portion of the movie,
which would be impressive.
Yeah. Man, do we have any word on how long that Justice League movie is going to be? What like the cut's going to be?
4 hours. I don't know. It feels like it's going to be.
I wouldn't even be doubting if you said that. I would be like, yeah, that sounds right.
You'll never leave. You'll just never
leave.
I'm sure
they don't want to announce that runtime just yet. Or if maybe they will, since Thor just did it. It's like, oh, well, Thor's going to be this long. We're this long.
I keep forgetting the fact that movie's actually coming out soon.
Yeah. Oh,
yeah.
It's getting pretty close, man. I'm excited.
Well, it's like it's being kind of overshadowed by Thor Ragnarok because I want to see Thor Ragnarok.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, Justice League, you're probably going to make me watch that, aren't you?
Well, like I'm definitely going to go see it. Well, we got a trailer later in the episode that we're going to see if it can convince you to be excited or not.
Yeah, more on that later. So apparently there's a character whose name is, I'm assuming it's pronounced Kilgore, but there is a % sign in the middle of it that's going to be confirmed for Flash, that he's a villain. Semi-noticeable in the comics, but that's something to be... Just a quick one like that. For comic fans to know, Kilgore is going to be in this season.
That does sound like a comic book villain name. Kilgore.
Yeah. Which we already have. We have Kilgrave, so it's like, yeah, they have the grave. We have gold. But,
it's going to be a point where it's just going to be, the guy's name is going to be Bad Dude McBad Backstabber.
I mean, they're just putting kill in front of everything that starts with a G until they get to, like, Kilgrape.
Kilgrape.
Killmonger.
Oh my gosh. Well, there is already a Killmonger. But anyways. Victor Garver is leaving Legends of Tomorrow. I'm not exactly all the details on that, but he's the other half of Firestorm in the show.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I guess he's just had enough of the show. He's leaving.
Well, I think, if, Firestorm is kind of like a thankless role, like, especially on his end of it, because he's basically just one of the scientists and there are already so many other scientists on the crew. Like, his character doesn't get to do a whole lot that is very significant, as opposed to everybody else.
Acting-wise.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, everyone loves Victor Garber. He's a legacy actor, but yeah, it's not a role that asks him to do a lot. So. And
as far as the actual Firestorm part, that goes to the other half of the guy. Like, he has the body or whatnot. They gave him mechanic duties. Like, I don't know. It does feel like he is a very extraneous member of the crew.
Yeah.
You think they'll get rid of Firestorm completely, or will they just get a new guy to be the other half of Firestorm?
No,
I'm sure Firestorm's a pretty expensive character to do.
True.
With the nuclear powers and that stuff. So
And they always
they
always seem to be trying to have an excuse to not have them separated in the episode, so they don't have to show Firestorm as much anyway.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking they might just axe Firestorm for a less expensive character.
Could be.
Hey, they got rid of Hawkgirl and Hawkman, so...
Well, that was because they were terrible, rather than any kind of... I don't think that was a budgetary concern.
That was a don't come back concern.
Yeah.
But, okay, moving on from there. Batman the Animated Series is getting a Blu-ray release. For the entire show.
Woo!
So, yeah, that is awesome. And it's just so sad because I've just been in the process of converting my DVD collection to digital, and then I get this announcement. I'm like, oh, screw you.
Man,
my work is never done.
Man, I love that show. And that was the Renaissance, like, changed everything in 90s animation. And you know what? I saw this on another review that I never realized before. Do you know that iconic Batman opening? It's one of the only. It was one of the only cartoon openings where the word Batman is not. It's not only never spoken, but it's never seen. There's no title card for the Batman opening.
Wow.
It just opens with him with the lightning crack over it, and you get to see him for the first time, and that's it. There is no like title sequence, but we all know what that fucking show is.
It's true.
Well, I mean, and Superman the Animated Series did the same thing. It was actually Justice League that was the one that had a title card. So
did Superman not have a title card?
Not that I remember. I remember the final shot of that is just this, shadowy silhouette of Superman that's shown.
I don't remember. I always watched Batman more than I watched Superman.
Yeah. Although if you notice, there was the later seasons of Batman where they did like the New Adventures of Batman where they did add title cards into it.
Oh, yeah. Well, they added in I think that was around the third season, I think.
People were still confused. They're like, man, I've been watching the show forever, but what is this? I have no idea what this is.
Actually, I appreciate when they update the title cards between seasons.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I kind of like that.
Me too. Disney will produce original content on their streaming service. Not surprising. They're really trying to get into the streaming game.
I mean, they have to.
They have to. But in light of that, they're apparently not funding one of their movies anymore. There was that film Gigantic that was going to come out. The one that's a Jack and the Beanstalk story. Mm-hmm. That has been canceled.
Well, maybe someone over there watched Jack the Giant Slayer and was like, ooh, yeah, this market
no more
is
of that
dead.
Noise.
But yeah, let's bring back the Aladdin TV show. Let's bring it back. Let's bring it back, guys. The Aladdin cartoon.
Do we have to bring them all back then?
I mean, actually, that's a good point. Like, if the streaming service brought back all their old Saturday morning cartoons, I would totally watch that.
Dude, you got to imagine it's going to be a must-have for any parent to have that channel.
Oh yeah.
And they're going to have all their sitcoms or whatever, like The Sweet Life of Zack and Cody and all that stuff. That's going to be on there, no-brainer.
I'd rather they not, but okay.
Oh, it's totally going to be on there. You know that for sure.
Montana?
I mean, I'm not going to... Yeah, it's going to be on there. I mean, I'm not going to watch it, but they'd be dumb not to put it on there. One of those things that are iffier for me is if they are going to put, the old Aladdin show or the old Hercules show.
Right.
Or some of those older,
there's a Little Mermaid one, too.
Mm-hmm. Well, yes, there was actually. Yeah, I mean, I would like to revisit some of those older ones that are I mean, we all remember dude, if they put Tailspin on there, I might have to actually buy that fucking service. I want to watch Tailspin real bad.
Yeah, Legend of Tarzan was the one I used to watch back in the day. Used to watch that in the early mornings when I would exercise before school, and just oh yeah, that was actually not a bad show considering TV cartoon adaptations. Mm-hmm. But yeah, hey, there we go. Sylvester Stallone is going to direct Creed 2 now.
Is he?
Okay.
Yep. Yeah, so I guess he's like, this is my thing. I'm going to do it.
Normally that would worry me, but Sylvester Stallone has proven himself to be a pretty apt director.
Yeah, when he's not doing an Expendables film, he can actually direct a decent movie.
Yeah, because he directed another Rocky movie, didn't he? He directed.
Yeah, he directed Rocky 2.
Yes, and which was also pretty good, and
Rocky Balboa. He directed that one as well.
Balboa, did he? Yeah, that's right. He did do that one. I like that one a lot, actually.
Yeah, and then he also directed the fourth Rambo, which actually wasn't that bad either. So.
Yeah, so I would say that that's actually not a bad sign. Actually, I think he's got the eye for directing, and I think he cares about the property. Obviously, so I'm interested in see what happens with that.
That is always the most important part, is actually someone caring about what they're doing.
Oh yeah, it's his whole brand. So I think he's really invested.
I'm sure he's going to give himself even more Oscar-worthy scenes. Just like, I didn't win last time, I'm going to win this next year. Dang it!
I mean, I give Sylvester Stallone a bunch of shit, but he was really good in that Creed movie. He had some really good scenes in there.
Oh yeah, no, he was the heart of that movie. Mm-hmm. We're getting a new Addams Family movie. It's an animated film, but it's being directed by the guy who did Sausage Party, Conrad Vernon.
Oh,
so
yay!
I mean, I did not see Sausage Party. I got so many conflicting opinions from people. It's like, some people thought it was the funniest movie of the year, and some people absolutely hated it. So I just didn't bother.
I actually can't remember. I think I thought it was pretty amusing.
From what I remember, you and Kyle's were like giving a review of it. You were like, "This is awful, but kind of entertainingly awful."
Yeah, well, it's like, it's so in your face, kind of gross or whatever, that it's actually kind of like South Park level funny. I think I could have gone without the food orgy at the end. I think that went on like 5 minutes longer than it needed to go.
Yeah, that's the one I heard. Yeah, that's the one that broke people, from what I heard. But
that's fair.
Fair enough. We also have Beetlejuice 2 is actually happening.
Yep, heard that one.
Yep, and it's getting a new screenwriter, the guy who wrote that Peter Dinklage film that just came out, Rememory, if you remember that one.
I don't.
I do not.
No one does, because it was garbage, apparently. So, okay. Well, Beetlejuice 2 is happening. Anyway, something more exciting, there's the new Halloween reboot. We've been talking about it for a little while now, and I believe the story was confirmed before, but this is official still, that all the other Halloween films are no longer canon except the first one for this new movie.
Okay.
But on that note, the big surprise, John Carpenter is going to score the new movie. Oh. So he will write all the music.
Well, that's kind of cool. I mean, as long as he's not directing.
Yeah, no, it's David Gordon Green directing with Danny McBride writing the script. So,
which, don't get me wrong, I think John Carpenter has some excellent films under his belt, but he's been whiffing at the plate for quite some time, in my opinion.
Yeah. No, just sit down, just, do your thing. Write your music, we'll be happy. But anyway, let's see right here, skipping over a bunch of other stories. Oh yeah, this one. So did you guys see The Big Short a few years back?
I did, actually.
I did not.
Okay. Yeah, it was the it was the one with
Steve Carell, Christian Bale.
Yeah, Brad Pitt was in there, I think, for a small role.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was that big one. It's about the financial crisis back in the early 2000s. 2008. Mm-hmm. Really, really great movie. One of my all-time favorites from that year. So Adam McKay, the director, which, again, is like the last person you expect to become an Oscar-nominated director, Adam McKay, who did Talladega Nights and those films, he is doing a Dick Cheney biopic, as his next film, which I'm very curious how that's gonna go. And I was thinking Colin Powell, because they just cast the person to play Colin Powell in the movie, and it's Tyler Perry, of all people.
All right.
It's one of these where, like, on the one hand, that's a weird choice. On the other hand, he was really good in Gone Girl. So
yeah, he had that really neat role in Gone Girl. I think he actually has some acting chops, which is impressive. Colin Powell seems like an interesting choice. Like, he'll have to actually, Tyler Perry doesn't really remind me of Colin Powell in any way,
right?
But I mean, we'll see what happens with that.
Dick Cheney biopic.
Yeah. No, I mean, Big Short was amazing, so I'm willing to give this a shot. I'm not guaranteed it's going to be good yet, but they built up some goodwill for me personally. Bill and Ted 3 is happening, and
Excellent.
the new title is called Bill and Ted Face the Music. That's all we know about it, really. But that is a thing this movie does exist.
All right.
So.
I'm kind of excited for that, actually. I really like the original Bill and Ted, so I'm actually interested to see what it would be like. This is one of those properties I'm like, it might actually be kind of funny to see where, like, this long after the original, right. Like, it might actually be kind of funny to see these guys again. Hopefully it's not just sad. But
it might just be sad.
I mean, Alex Winter's done nothing but directing TV movies for the last few years, so hey, maybe it'll be nice to see him back on camera again.
Yeah, maybe it just needs a little, variety. Who knows?
Yeah, and I think Keanu Reeves, it's good timing for them because Keanu Reeves is kind of hot right now. It's like, oh yeah, John Wick 2 and all these other films. So, yeah, it's probably the best time to make a sequel if they're ever going to make a sequel to Bill and Ted.
The Keanu-sans is coming.
Kiana-san.
Sounds like a sauce.
San.
Uh,
Kiana-san sauce available at McDonald's for a limited time.
No, not again.
but only if you act like a
Not
jackass. In regards to that Rick and Morty sauce, though, you guys have you heard about the McDonald's Szechuan sauce that happened, right?
Yes, that were apparently all the Rick and Morty fans are insane and assholes.
Man, okay, so Rick and Morty.
How did the show develop such an a-hole cult of personality? I don't get.
Well, Nick watches it.
Well, from what I watch of it, it's like there must be people that are like that, just kind of like it, like they like South Park or something, and don't get the fact that it's bleak, like its bleak sense of humor is more than just being mean-spirited, that it's actually like...
The purpose?
Well, that, and I think people are like, oh, you don't get it because it's so smart or whatever. And it's like, well, yeah, it's clever, but that doesn't make you better for like watching and getting a cartoon than other people.
You're not smart for watching it. It doesn't make you a genius because you watch Rick and Morty.
Yeah, you're not smarter at the end of watching Rick and Morty, or just because you get the jokes in it. But yeah, they had the Szechuan sauce come back to McDonald's, and apparently you can go and watch videos of, like, there was this one guy I saw who jumped up on the table yelling about how he was Szechuan sauce Rick or something. There were lines that, just waiting to get the Szechuan sauce, and
people treating service industry employees like crap.
Yeah, well, who lines up to get Szechuan sauce for your McNuggets? That's ridiculous.
Not just Szechuan sauce, but cheap Szechuan sauce. This is even like high quality stuff. It's McDonald's brand sauce. It's not worth 2 hours of your life in line. On
one level, it's impressive that Rick and Morty is popular enough that they basically made McDonald's go like, hey, it might be kind of profitable for us to re-release our Szechuan sauce. And now they're going to be releasing more of it because of the demand was so high. Yeah. So,
well, it's also kind of funny the fact that all these people basically became a Rick and Morty joke themselves.
Well, I don't get it.
I'm sure they're going to get commented on in the future season.
Oh, I'm sure.
I mean, there are, on one level I do get it, because looking at our, political system, people must be, and how popular Game of Thrones is, people must be watching Game of Thrones and not getting what's going on in it, and kind of like, hey, there's look at all this cost to like lying and dictatorships and whatnot, and they're just not. They don't. I guess I can't put myself into a situation where I don't see what other people see. It's kind of like when I watch Steven Universe, and I don't get how people can actually write to the creators and yell at them for shipping two characters together that they were not their main ship.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
yeah.
And I'm just like,
all the toxicity in Overwatch too.
And it's like, what are you guys doing? Like, what? This is such an inclusive show, and that's like why I thought that's why it had such a big base or whatever, because it was so inclusive, and just violating gender norms and all that other good stuff, and suddenly we're going to be threatening artists or whatever for posting like a page on like their hookup between Peridot and what's her name, Lapis, and it's like, well, fuck you. How close-minded can you be? Like that's ridiculous, and it makes me really sad to be counted among that group.
Man, you're part of all the toxic fandoms, aren't you?
I mean, I'm not with My Little Pony yet, but maybe I should check out and see what it's about.
You probably like it
just for research.
Just for research.
Oh, but don't watch the movie, because even the fans hate the movie. Apparently,
that movie was not great. From all I've heard, no one liked it. But anyway, what's next up on the docket, Justin?
There's only a few more stories. We had a lot of stuff that you guys would not be interested in, so I try to consider your time here.
I'm interested in everything. No, but seriously, you can skip over. It's fine.
Do you know who Jean Roquefort is?
That's Jean-Luc Picard. Yeah, he's the captain of the Starship Enterprise. See? Gotcha.
There you go.
Gotcha.
Okay. Moving away from that story. Well, so maybe the weirdest announcement for a movie, it was only a matter of time, and we've already greenlit so many other board game movies tabletop game movies lately. Settlers of Catan is getting a movie.
I don't know how to feel about that.
Oh, that's hilarious.
What is the movie? It's just a movie. Then it's a western, essentially, right? Like just like a pioneer thing, or a.
God, that sounds boring.
Oh,
sounds really boring.
How much sheep?
That sounds really dumb.
How much sheep do I have to give to not see this movie?
Next,
you need to spend more wood on this one.
Coming next summer, it's not only shoots but also ladders.
Actually, I can see now a TV buddy cop movie called Shoots and Ladders.
Next,
who has a last name Shoots?
Next fall, Mouse Trap. Actually, they made Mouse Hunt, and that was actually pretty good.
Mm.
Okay, so maybe they're not all terrible. Not all
But
terrible.
that's not based on the only good board game movie is Clue. So
indeed,
yeah. Okay, and then the last one is just kind of an amusing little thing. So you know the house from Breaking Bad that's in New Mexico. Really cool little house that they shot all those big scenes in for such.
That had the pizza thrown on top of it. Yeah, I follow.
Yeah. The owners of that house, the actual owners, apparently get bombarded with tourists on such a regular basis that it's totally distracting them. And they're going to build a fence to keep them out. So we're erecting a wall between Breaking Bad and the public of America. And I'm sure they're going to make someone else pay for that fence. But
interesting.
I just thought that was kind of funny. I'm just like, yeah, again, we live in this weird entitled fan culture like that, where it's like, their love for this show or their love for something is more important than anyone else's opinions, including the people involved with it. So.
Well, I was always questioning, because you can go and visit the school that Buffy was shot in, or some of these other locations, and I guess I can kind of get it some of the time, but I don't get traveling to that location just to be where they shot something, especially if it's just a house.
Yeah.
I mean, what are they? They're like, oh, we're going to walk in the house and see all the exact rooms where they shot this stuff. It's like,
woohoo.
No, somebody actually lives there. Sorry.
I mean, I wouldn't mind seeing the RV that they shot with all that method, and I would like to see some of the where they placed cameras and some other rigs that might go into it.
Yeah.
That might be kind of neat, but just a house.
It's a house. I can go see one across the street.
Yep. Well, and that's it for the news. That's all the really big important stories. So that was just it.
Oh, that was just it. And thank you, Justin, for congregating all that news for us and delivering us in such a curt and courteous manner. Loved it. Now we're gonna take a small musical break, and we'll be back with the trailers, the epic Armageddon of trailers. Trailer-mageddon. After
we should
this.
play the song from Armageddon. But don't wanna
close my eyes. Don't want to fall asleep or I'll miss you, Michael Bay.
If only we could.
And I don't want to miss a thing, 'cause even when I dream of you, the sweetest dream would never do. I'd still miss you, babe, and I don't want to miss a thing.
And welcome, guys, and welcome back. It's Trailer Talk, guys. Trailer
You
Talk.
wrote these lines and you can't do them.
That is what I was trying to say. Again, I'm trying to incorporate that video elements. For those of you listening, you won't get any of this, but for those of you checking out our YouTube channel, you can check out our facial reactions as we're watching these, because I actually have not watched a lot of these.
Really?
Yeah, usually I watch them previously to get prepared for it, but most of these I actually have not, including our first one up.
Our big load?
Why did you have to call it that? That sounds weird.
It's the big load.
I don't want to hashtag the big load. Nope, it's done. It's over.
Okay, let's say this though too. Should we give the warning about spoilers for this trailer? Because there is some people who are going to cry foul on this one.
I've already heard a crowd foul a few times.
Yeah. I mean, it's a trailer. If you haven't, I mean, we're late on it anyway. If you haven't seen it yet, I hear there's going to be spoilers on it. But
this is your final warning.
I mean, I don't know how big of the spoilers are gonna be.
It's unclear. They seem like they might be big, but we don't know the context of the scenes. So
sure.
Well, with that vaguity over,
well, let's see. Let's judge for ourselves. Let's give this the Last Jedi trailer a watch here.
When I found you,
Empire Strikes Back.
Yay! I like how the in-step version with the ATSTs.
They're like gorillas.
Or AT-AT.
AT-AT.
Yeah.
Turn in your Star Wars card. You're done.
And that ones are chicken walkers.
because you have to be reminded who still owns the property. Lucas.
Yeah, no one cares about him.
Something inside me has always been there,
Bitch, why'd you steal this from me?
but now it's awake.
And it's hungry.
I'd like to look on Luke's face and like, holy shit.
Oh, shit. I thought I was
Stay away.
It does now.
Let the past die.
Put the mask back on.
Kill it.
I got a cyber scar.
And sad again.
Become what you were meant to be.
I can't kill Carrie Fisher.
Well, Carrie Fisher would be like, do it, you little bitch.
That'd be the real Carrie Fisher.
And the new toy.
Oh, come on! Oh, and catch a Pikachu.
It'll light the fire. It'll burn the First Order down.
Yay, Phasma!
Remember that fight from the first movie?
This is not going to go
Another Pokemon.
the way you
Yeah.
think. Fulfill your destiny. I need someone to show me my place in all this.
Dun, dun, dun.
Alright. That's interesting. A little bit. Tickets available now.
So, this edition of Pokemon Snap is really interesting.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people involved in this one, though.
I only saw 2 Pokemon, though.
Yeah.
So, as far as spoilers go, quit your bitching. That wasn't any
I will
more
say this, like,
spoilery that. No, go ahead, Justin.
Oh, yeah, no, I was just saying, like, I can't say fully spoilers because I don't understand the context of certain scenes, but some of those might have been nice surprises too. I figured out in the theater. I'm not angry.
Yeah.
I'm just like, okay, oh well.
It's hardly the worst, spoiler for a trailer I've ever seen.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think the big thing would be at the very end, with what's her name, Ray.
Ray.
Yeah, Ray and Kylo Ren hanging out together. It's like him like giving the hand there. I think maybe that could be many things. Of like maybe she's lost face with Luke. Maybe Kylo Ren is turning over to the good side. Maybe she's going to be tricking him by pretending to join the dark side.
Yeah.
It could be a misdirect. It could be so many things that I don't really count that as too big of a spoiler. If it is the ending of the film, I don't know, that seems that would be kind of
really weird.
I mean, it wouldn't be the first
I-
time that they've spoiled an ending scene in a trailer. They do that more often than you'd think in a lot of the trailers. But
I mean, I really enjoy the visuals of this. I don't care that they look like Empire.
I prefer that it looks like Empire.
I'm kind of in it. I like.
I mean, it looks well shot, so
Yeah.
it's very beautiful looking.
I like that Phasma is getting a bigger part in here, at least at one fight with Finn. I like that he's getting in on the action too.
Mm-hmm.
So that
I like that Oscar Isaac's getting a big role too. It looks like
Everyone gets parts. Yay!
so is
Yeah, you get a part and you get a part.
it's odd. So is Finn a Jedi then?
I don't think so.
No.
He's just using the what do you call it?
Well, those riot batons or whatever they were using.
Yeah.
For.
So
Yeah.
I mean, still cool. I like that. I like that aspect of the physical combat.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, it seemed like it was just a callback. Like that was one of the most popular fight scenes from the first movie. So it's like, hey, we get to see that again, just now with Finn with a riot stick. So
Yeah, and then there's the Knights of. Well, we know indication of the Knights of Ren, which I thought would be kind of a bigger deal.
Yeah.
In this movie,
They mention it a few times.
I'm sure they're trying to hide it. They're just like, okay, we'll get to that eventually, and you'll see it in the movie or something like that. But
yeah, I thought maybe I'd see. I mean, I didn't even see anyone that could have looked like it might have been one of them.
Well, I think they hinted at them in the early, the first trailer, and then we saw that they're going to go back to the flashback with Luke when he was, the whole temple got destroyed and he was buried in rubble. So.
Yeah.
So they'll appear there at least. I mean, they have to.
Yeah.
I'm still looking forward to it. I am weirded out by like the fact that they're trying to psych us out by like, he's gonna kill Carrie Fisher, and it's like, yeah, I'm pretty sure it was announced that she's gonna survive until the third movie.
Right, that was a whole issue.
Well, no. The only thing they said was they did all her scenes, so we don't know what's gonna happen in the
that's
movie.
fair.
We just know, like she's not gonna be a 9, that's for sure. So they have to rewrite the ending of that. So it's like either she dies in this movie or something happens, and then she dies in the next movie. So,
how did you like Kylo Ren in the first one, Justin?
I liked Kylo Ren. Like, I know people complained about him being a whiny brat, but I think that's why I care about his character, is that he's a guy, he's essentially just an overachieving fanboy. Like, he's a guy who really, really wants to be he wants to be Darth Vader, but he can't be, and he is the petulant fanboy of the Star Wars fandom. Just like, what? How come I can't use the Force like he can? He just kicks things over. But I think also Adam Driver, I like the way that he plays the character. It's a different type of villain. Kind of a fusion almost of Anakin and Darth Vader. From the prequels and the regular series, almost, in some degree.
Yeah. I mean, I like the. I do like the fact that he throws temper tantrans, and
I want to be more like Grandpa.
it makes his character a little more interesting to me. I mean, there's something to him. Like, I mean, Darth Maul, as much as I thought he might have lost a little mystique when they finally gave him a voice in the Clone Wars cartoon. Giving him a personality actually gives him, something to do in a narrative, form.
I feel like Kylo Ren lost a lot of his mystique once he took off the mask. Like, that's what you look like.
Well, the problem was, if they had cut out the part when he first took off his mask, it would have been more powerful when he revealed himself to Han Solo.
Yeah.
Because that first bit, when he's torturing Rey and he takes off the mask, they're like, oh, so the dweeby dude from Girls is going to torture Rey?
Yeah, and he's supposed to do it like, I'm like, you are a lot less intimidating in this interrogation sequence now. I don't know what you were trying to accomplish by doing this. But yeah, what is with that little
the Porg?
Porg, that's what it's called. Okay, so
yeah,
man, they're really trying to push them toys, aren't they?
You already have a soccer robot.
Like,
yeah, Soccer D2 is not selling like they used to. So they're like, well, it sells penguins, so let's make a penguin with teeth and hamster hair.
Sure.
I don't know what that is.
I'm pretty sure Nintendo's going to go after them for copyrighting their already altered Vulpix. That's literally just.
Oh yeah, then we have the Ice Fox too. Yeah, whatever.
Yeah, the Alolan Vulpix. That's literally what it is.
It's so cute. I want one.
Catch it, Nick.
That's the thing. It's like, they're shameless broadcasting for toys, but on the other hand, they look cool.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
yeah, and I'm gonna admit it caught me off guard. If it is is it like a co-pilot? Because I think watching that little thing manage through the controls would be hilarious, and I kind of want to see it. Maybe
he pushes Rey out of the way and starts pressing the buttons.
Nah, it's actually just there for Chewbacca to snack on.
He's a replacement Han. He's just cuter version of Han. Never tell me the
Han he got reincarnated into that little animal, and Chewbacca just channels his voice into it, just like, Han, old buddy, I miss you.
Fast ships. Fast ship. It's the one that made the Kessel Run in less than 12 parsecs.
I always shoot first.
Who you calling scruffy looking? I'm adorable.
Oh boy.
But yeah, I'm super excited. Cannot wait. Really looking forward to December.
Yeah, it's funny because I'm not as hyped as I was for Force Awakens, but at the same time, I still want to see it really bad.
Oh yeah,
just to see what happens.
You gotta see it.
No, yeah, gotta see what's going on. I want to see what major character they take away from the originals next, so that we can get a clean slate.
Just kill them all.
Hey, I mean, there's always room for a Lando cameo. So,
yeah. Billy D. Williams, he ain't doing much. He could come back.
If I last remember, I was a star of this movie.
I'm sorry. When did you get your own lightsaber? It's a Colt 45 lightsaber. It's absolutely delicious and cool going down. But with that, should we move on to our next trailer?
Sure.
If we have to.
Yeah.
Let's see what's up next. Okay, so yeah, we're gotta earn our good trailers again, I guess, because we're going back and forth. So we just watched Jedi. So now we gotta watch one that we're a little less excited about. At least I know me and Travis are. I'm not sure about Justin. But yeah, let's watch some Justice League trailers. So let's give that a watch.
Fields and fields of green.
The lack of sound is a good turn for this. I like it. There it goes.
It was just trying to be all artistic in the beginning there.
No, I preferred it when there was no sound. Oh, yay.
Oh, yes, and the worst kept secret in the world.
What?
The ring.
The One Ring.
Did we hate you in the last movie?
Oh, it's just a dream. Yay.
Man, they are overestimating how important that relationship was to the audience.
Are all on the rise.
I mean, I love Amy Adams. She's my other celebrity crush, but still.
It was the end of the world.
Whoa.
I think it's something more.
What is with Zack Snyder and cover songs?
I don't know.
Every
likes
movie.
What is... You can't update the tech on the fucking bat symbol? What is with the giant-ass lever?
Strong man is strong alone. You ever heard that?
Jim Gordon's a big fan of analog.
That's the opposite of what the saying is.
Man, I'm sure glad the Batmobile's a tank.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. I was gonna say Arkham Knight made a cameo in this movie.
Was that just Hela? I think that was Hela. They stole her. At least her armor.
Fit male Hela. Yeah.
Steppenwolf's just stealing Hela's look.
This is why I brought you together.
Good catch.
Ride ain't over yet.
I mean, I know we all are excited for Aquaman, but he seems really impractical for this fight.
Yeah.
No
Well,
water.
it's Aquaman. That's the whole joke, because he's always been impractical. And look at Batman blowing up all that shit, probably murdering people.
Yeah, they're parademons. It's cool.
No, it's the weekend, so clearly everyone went back home. Yeah!
Fuck yeah!
That's a bad signal. That's your. Oh, sorry. That's your signal. That means we have to go now.
Yeah, that's what that means.
It's so cool.
Yeah,
Shut up, Barry.
I noticed a distinct lack of Flash in almost all of this.
Yeah.
He's been he's apparently, from what I've heard with the test screening audiences, Flash has been the big, he's got all the big one-liners and the big jokes in the movie.
Alright.
Yeah, so that was the trailer for Justice League. I don't know, guys. What are you thinking?
You're gonna make me watch that.
Okay, so let's start off with some positive
Looks
first.
alright.
So Zack Snyder, he does like cover songs with his trailers. I'm not gonna lie, I actually kind of like this one. The "We Can Be Heroes" song. It's a little
better
on the
than that
nose, but it
Beatles-
actually kind of... Yeah.
Yeah, it's better than that
It-
Beatles cover he did.
Yeah, I mean, there are more jokes in this one. It feels a little quippier. It feels a little more comic booky. I don't think there's a lot they can show me about this movie that would make me really excited for it, because...
It's based off other stuff.
Well, not only that, but even if I take that out of it, the look of it just doesn't look very good. And
Yeah.
what I mean by that is that
It looks cluttered.
it's very cluttered. The color palette is so washed. It's kind of hard to tell what... Like, I know they're fighting parademons, but it's kind of hard to pick them out over the background, which is on fire and kind of shitty as well.
Yeah, they're just giant black blobs.
Yeah, and...
Yeah,
I
no,
mean,
they had
I
to
don't-
add color by making everything red for some reason. Just huge swaths of red all over this trailer.
Everything is red. Everything is at night. And I'm sure when Steppenwolf comes down, he turns the sky red. That's why it looks like that.
Yeah.
Look, there's a reason. There's a reason that the Marvel movies put everything in this weird kind of light, where it's kind of like in the Civil War airport sequence where you can see everything. It gives it more of a playful type of tone, and
Audience like to be able to see things.
And that it's when you make a movie about a comic book universe, you have to take into the effect that a lot of your elements are very silly. So
Something DC is not quite, well, WB certainly has not accepted yet.
Yeah, and it's...
No.
I mean, they're trying to play it as, like... I remember the first trailer was trying to play this so fucking serious.
Mm-hmm.
Steppenwolf is still a stupid bad guy to start with. Like, it doesn't make any sense to use him.
Well, you heard, too, that he's no longer Darkseid's uncle. He's his nephew this time around. So
Whatever.
whatever.
Who cares?
He's still so
I'm just saying,
unimportant.
Yeah, I mean, they want to build up Darkseid, but it's like, yeah, you build up Darkseid with one of the least recognizable villains in the Darkseid camp.
Why'd they have Granny Goodness be the villain?
Yeah, right?
Because you have to make people not laugh at the fact that there's this giant, husky voiced grandma character who's the big bad.
Again,
but she's distinctive. There's something to remember about her. Or what was his name? The torturer dude.
Vermin, whatever his name.
Yeah,
Baron
Vermin. Or there's a half a dozen other apocalyptic bad guys to use if you don't want to use Darkseid. Use the Furies. There's other people that are just distinctive. There's nothing distinctive about Steppenwolf except that he's a less interesting Darkseid.
I didn't even know who he was, and it's not like I'm a big, reader of comic books, but at least you mentioned Darkseid. I'm like, oh, I can name off Granny Goodness at least. That's one I know.
Well, I guess it's just that Steppenwolf is very new in the comics compared to Granny Goodness, so I guess they wanted some kind of recency factor with it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, and also he's the less goofy of the group. But yeah, it's just like, yeah, I mean, when I think Steppenwolf, I think the band, not big giant bad guy of a Justice League movie.
Well, then it's like, and they're not going to bring in elements like Miracle Man or Big Barda or any of the other really cool heroes that come around from them, or they probably won't even mess with the New Gods.
No. I doubt it.
You won't be able to see the new Genesis at all. So
I mean, who knows? Because they're already hinting at Green Lantern showing up from the last trailer. So
yeah,
maybe.
So yeah, and then there's, I mean, I like the fact that Cyborg is on the team. His flight, if I can nitpick for a minute, I kind of don't like that he flies. Yeah. I kind of liked my Cyborg when he's a little more ground based. But that's nitpicking. It's not really makes a difference.
It is a change the character, but they kind of had to change the character. They're going to make him Justice League.
Yeah, they kind of have to.
I guess it would be goofy if they're trying to pick up Cyborg and carry him around just like Aquaman.
Yeah,
right.
So they needed some mobility with him.
They need to up him a little bit to make him, because he's normally a Teen Titan. They've upped him recently to be kind of Justice League level.
Yeah. Because they have no other black heroes.
No.
Yeah. Which, again, I mean, use John Stewart as Green Lantern. I
Exactly.
mean, take the easy out. I don't understand why you had to bend over backwards to find a black guy to use as a character.
Well, from what I hear, Hal Jordan and John Stewart will be in the Green Lantern movie.
So they'll both be Green Lanterns at the same time?
I think so. That's at least the rumor going around.
That'd be cool. I'm actually totally into that, actually.
And then Guy Gardner makes an appearance, right?
No
what
one
about
wants
Kyle
Guy.
Rayner? What's his name?
Fuck Guy Gardner. I'd rather take Alan Scott.
Taking deep here.
His weakness to wood. Stupid.
I'm just saying, getting wood makes me a little weak too, but...
Wonder Woman looks good in this. I like the little smile she gives after she takes out some of those parademons from the Batmobile. She gives a little smile.
Yeah, whoa, superheroes showing happiness. That's such a new concept for DC, apparently.
Yeah.
Aquaman is still kind of weirdly my favorite because he's the only one treating it like it's a big kegger for whatever reason.
Yeah, he is totally a frat bro in these movies.
He's just like, yeah.
Yeah!
Yeah, I mean, Barry Allen...
don't like it.
I don't understand why they could have just used they've changed both the Flash TV show and this have changed Barry Allen's character to basically he's basically just Wally West. So he's the Wally West version of the Flash. So just basically get used to that because that's what Barry Allen is now.
I mean, to be fair, Barry in the comics have been pretty nondescript too. So it's just kind of
he has the same problem that Hal Jordan does, where he's just not very distinctive or very interesting.
Yeah, his costume and his power is more distinctive than his personality. But to be fair, I love the actor who plays Flash, Ezra Miller. He's been he has been good in every movie I've ever seen him in.
He was really good in that Perks of Being a Wallflower movie. He was really good in that.
Yeah, and then we need to talk about Kevin, where he's pretty much playing a budding serial killer. So it's like, yeah, he can do really dark drama and really fun comedy. So this is somewhere kind of in between.
Just somewhere like that.
Yeah, and as the youngin of the team, he's providing a little levity there too. Batman seems a lot sillier for whatever reason. Like, that's the exact opposite of what the saying is.
They really, really love using the Batmobile in this one, which it's like, okay, but wouldn't it, like, the Batwing be more practical in this fight than the Batmobile? Just saying.
Yeah, maybe it doesn't have the Batwing on him yet. I guess we didn't see it in the previous movie either, did we?
But
No, we did. During the Doomsday fight, he totally had it.
Yeah, he did.
Maybe it hasn't recovered from the Doomsday fight yet.
That seems unlikely. He's
so
a millionaire.
We get to see the giant money clip with a gun on it that he drives around.
Mm-hmm. And, you know, as far as him taking out parademons, I don't care. They're like nameless villains anyway. They're like the Chitauri. They could easily make it to where they're husks. They're not really people. They're being controlled by something else.
Well, and that's one of the problems of why I'm not terribly excited for this, because the stakes seem really low, even though it's, you know, an apocalyptic event. It's like, yeah, it's a bunch of human characters taking on a bunch of CG monsters, you know, so it's not really that dramatic unless they can actually like make it feel like there's something really at stake here.
Well, basically, you just described the first Avengers movie, though.
And the parallel.
Well, but the Avengers had the advantage of Loki and then the camaraderie between the team.
Yeah,
like, they already established a good chemistry between all the actors in that movie.
True.
Yeah, sorry, Avengers had a lot more going for it in its initial outing to make it, you know, where it has some buffer for its success. This one is a lot of the team meeting each other, learning about each other as we learn about them, because it's the first time we're meeting half of these people.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. No, seriously, we have not seen anything about Cyborg outside of one video. Flash has made a cameo in 2 of the movies, and then we have 2 sucky films, a mediocre movie, and then a somewhat good movie with Wonder Woman.
Mm-hmm.
So,
which one?
I mean, to be fair, not all the movies leading up to Avengers are all great either, but they had more going for them.
They had more movies too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And now with the reveal that they're going to make them more standalone-ish, I think that Warner Brothers is looking at this to try and like change up their game, see what they can do with this.
It's probably for the best.
Yeah. Well, I mean, and also it seems that Netflix hasn't been doing well with that either, because Defenders was kind of a flop for them. So maybe just team-ups aren't really trendy anymore, or they're not working like they used to.
Well, I mean, I think it's the one thing about it is the Defenders was pretty lackluster. Like, there wasn't it wasn't very innovative. And I think that Iron Fist really hurt it. Like, there's a lot to be said about losing the prestige of your brand, of where, like, I mean, I remember we were all really excited about Defenders, and then Iron Fist hit, and suddenly that excitement kind of just dipped.
It drained.
Yeah. And it's hard to be excited about a movie where I know one of the people in it very well, which is like I like Wonder Woman in it. I mean, I kind of know the Batman in this one. I kind of know his deal.
We know Batman in general.
And I don't like him because he's Murder Batman, and hopefully he's not Murder Batman anymore because of what he said in the last movie, but whatever.
It doesn't matter.
Oh, no, they made a big point saying, like, no, Batman has changed. He's inspired by Superman's sacrifice, even though he tried so hard to murder him in the last movie. It was like, no, Superman was a real hero.
And Superman murdered people too.
You know what? Whatever. I'll take it.
Yeah,
I'll say I'm not going to question. I'm going to take the fact that Batman doesn't kill people anymore. I'm going to take that as a win, and I'm not going to question it.
Because Ben Affleck is not a bad Batman. It's just bad material written for him. So.
Yeah, I think he can do some stuff with it if he actually have some better stuff written with him. I hope we see more Jeremy Irons as Alfred, because I kind of like that.
Oh yeah, Jeremy Irons is always great, and I thought he stole any part he was in Batman v Superman.
Henry Cavill can stay as dead as long as he wants. I don't
You know
care.
that's not going to happen, right?
It's so sad because Superman is my favorite hero, and nobody knows how to do him well in the movies. Like, when Supergirl does a better Superman than the main movies do. Seriously.
She smiles every once in a while, so that helps.
Yeah, a Superman who likes to help people. Oh, what a shocker.
It doesn't murder
Never
people?
thought of that.
That's what I didn't get too, is that global catastrophes are on the rise, or conflict is on the rise, that Superman is dead. I'm like, really? Because in the last movie, you made it sound like no one liked that fucking guy.
Yeah, but he also acted as probably a nuclear deterrent.
I mean,
Yeah, they can't make up their minds with Superman. It's like, all the fans will react no matter what they do. It's like, oh man, Superman killed everybody. Oh, well now you make him a hero. Jeez.
No, think about it. He probably just acted as a nuclear deterrent. I mean, we don't like nukes, but they're there and they potentially stop other nukes from blowing off. He's basically the same thing.
well, I
Not
mean,
that actually works.
I don't,
but-
they never showed that he stopped other conflicts. The problem with it is that they never showed him stopping other conflicts in other areas and stuff to the point where people like, oh, Superman's gone, well, we can go back to business as usual.
Exactly.
There was no ever change from business as usual for us to notice this.
Yeah.
They also can't decide because, like, the previous trailer had Cyborg go to Batman, go like, I heard you weren't real, which is, no, in Batman vs. Superman, Batman is established as a regular thing that the news talks about all the time, about him branding criminals and how that's morally questionable.
I have a feeling that scene is going to get cut or reshot, because that scene, even in that trailer, felt really out of place. And it's like, Cyborg, did you watch the other movies, or have you watched the news?
Or have you lived in this universe for the past, I don't know how long has Batman been operating? Like,
quite a while.
20...
I mean, to be fair, Cyborg did kind of die, I guess, to be rebuilt into Cyborg, so maybe he's just got brain damage or something? I don't
Maybe the writers have brain damage. I don't know, because that's
that I believe.
That's a stupid fucking line. You have to, if you're going to establish a universe like what they want to do, stick to your fucking rules.
Well, I feel like they probably just added that scene and kind of like a shoehorn into giving those two characters an interaction. I didn't really think it through.
Yeah, and it's that level of
Not caring.
of not the follow through on these movies has always been awful. And that's, I mean, and they keep saying like, oh, we want to be different from Marvel, we want to be darker. Like, fine, be darker, but be as consistent with what you want to do. But yeah, mark me down as not very excited. So
mark me as, like, I'm going to say, I don't think this movie will be good, but if it is good, I'll give it credit where credit's due. Just like, okay, hey, that was not a bad, use of my time.
All I can say is if it's nearly as bad as BVS, I'm walking out this time.
yeah,
Yeah. No, I would love it just to screw you with the fans. They have a cameo from one of the characters from Suicide Squad, just like Will Smith looking out from his prison cell as the apocalypse event happens, or Jared Leto just like, yeah, that's going on over there.
Steppenwolf, he's not a good guy. He should write a global or universal dictator on his forehead. Make it real clear.
Now it's a party.
Should we move on to our next one, guys?
Please, yes. We spent way too much time on this one.
But anyway, yeah, how about a little exciting? I don't know if you guys watched the first Pacific Rim movie.
Yes.
I remember me and Travis kind of we liked it.
It was a fun movie.
It was fun. I definitely had some problems with it to the point where I don't
sword.
I don't actually remember I don't actually remember Charlie Hunnam. You remember him? I don't remember him at all in the movie.
You mean the block of wood who played the main character?
I don't remember anything about his character at all.
I'm pretty sure Idris Elba was the main character.
Yeah, he might have been.
He might have been.
There was something about Charlie Hunnam's dad. Something.
Yeah.
Fuck.
No, it was his brother.
His brother?
It was his brother.
I don't remember.
Remember in the beginning, his brother
right.
dies when they fight the giant robot. I mean,
that's right.
Robot.
Okay, yeah, okay. Sorry, it was super generic. I do not remember.
It was like when your sidekick character has the more interesting backstory, then it shows how ineffective a lead you are.
But anyway, we got the new one, the new trailer, Pacific Rim Uprising with our boy John Boyega.
Yeah.
Oh boy, he's gonna have a good year for him.
John Boyega doing his British accent properly this time.
He's gonna be doing his own Idris Elba accent. He's coming in as his son, I think. So without further ado, let's give that one a watch.
Sirens.
Sequel. This is a sequel signal. They let Guillermo del Toro out. They let him out.
No. What has the world become?
He's not here anymore. New director.
I'll be honest, when I first saw this scene that she was going before, I thought it was a Transformers movie already. I was like, God, please, no.
Into a world at war. Between the monsters that destroyed us.
Doing his Idris Elba impersonation.
And the monsters we created to stop them. We thought we had sacrificed enough.
He's going out of his way for that impression.
I know everyone's made this joke, but
the war we
Jaeger's a worse investment of resources.
No, they don't really make a lot of sense.
Oh, scream at the missiles. That'll stop him.
I thought he was going to try and mentally deflect them like Akira style.
Yeah, no, he thought he was Banshee. He could use his sonic energy to scream at them and make them go away.
But it doesn't matter where you came from
Well, this movie already has more color than the last film did.
This is our time. This is our chance to
Look,
make a
there's
difference.
daylight.
Say the word apocalypse.
Now let's get it done. That's what I'm talking about.
Good song choice. Oh! Clint Eastwood's son.
Oh, yeah.
And they could wipe out all life.
Hey, look, a sword. Man, I feel like there's gonna be a lot more collateral damage though in this one.
I think I could get used to this.
So they're fighting other robots.
I thought it was just crapping out bullet shots for a
really is.
second. Cloverfield.
Oh, dang.
Well, he's pretty big.
Man, I didn't know robots could look chagrined.
We are restarting the apocalypse.
Fire everything you got.
So yeah, that's the new season of Gundam starting up this fall on, channel near you.
All right, so that was, of course, the trailer for Pacific Rim. Holy shit! I'm not gonna lie, I'm excited.
It's fun.
I like giant robots fucking shit up.
We'll see. Mm-hmm.
I'm not super excited by seeing Charlie Day and what's his name's characters, the scientists from the first one.
Oh, Burn Gorman.
Yeah.
Is his name.
They were also one of the points in there was a lot of filler in that first movie. Now that
Yeah.
I think about it.
Yeah, but see, the funny thing is, Charlie Day was my favorite character in the last film because he actually had personality. Like everyone else was so bland that I had to attach to somebody who had some degree of character.
Yeah,
depth
he
to them,
did.
even
I
though it
guess
was the most shallow.
Yeah, they were the only ones that actually had personality, rather than Charlie Hunnam's character, who was so boring.
Yeah, granted, Charlie Day is a giant caricature. Burn Gorman is playing maybe the most caricature scientist ever. He's rolling his eyes. He's so British. But
those are always kind of fun. Too.
Hey, at least I chuckled a bit whenever they were around. So
Yeah, I'll tell you what, the robot flail thing that they did, like the electrical whip, and then there's that big like chain like mail like what do you call it, like mace thing.
Yeah.
These weapons are pretty cool that I like. We got the double swords going on. Looks like they're going to be leading with those a little bit more.
Not for the end game thing.
I mean,
well, that's the thing with this one is that they're really leaning into the anime influence. Like they're really going for the whole no. The last one was trying to be like semi-grounded in its goofiness. This one is just a straight out giant robots fighting giant monsters with everything.
This is just straight up Power Rangers rip off, not even subtle about it.
Yeah,
you can only apply so much realism to a movie like this before it starts to break apart. Because then you start to think, you can't help but start to think, wouldn't it be way more efficient to build one giant fucking gun rather than just these mech things?
Or use all that money it probably takes to build these mechs to try closing the gates.
There's...
Well, they tried building a wall and that didn't work.
Yeah.
So.
We're going to build a wall and the kaiju are going to pay for it.
Then they tried moving them all to Tokyo and they weren't having that.
I mean, can I collectively yell at Scott Eastwood for a minute? You've had chance after chance, dude. You suck. You're awful.
You know what? I saw him in one movie I didn't hate him in. He wasn't good in it, but he was okay. There was that one romantic drama that he did a few years back. I can't remember what it's called. It was also, it didn't hurt that he had an actress who was even worse than him in that one. So he looked better in comparison.
That's a glowing review right there.
I will say this too. We've said sometimes people who are bad actors become good actors. Channing Tatum. He was a bad actor for a long time.
And he went off. He got acting lessons. He went off into the woods, practiced with his bamboo, and that's what Scott Eastwood has to do. Just go away. Go away.
Yeah, Scott Eastwood needs a Steven Soderbergh like Yoda to teach him how to act or something.
Go away into the woods, practice. Your whatever you do. Your lemon-faced lion face in the woods. And get better,
or just stay in the woods. Whatever, it's a win-win for us.
Because the level you're at right now is not cutting it. It is not cutting it at all.
I mean, I guess it just helps he has one of the biggest actors ever as his dad, so that's a lot of nepotism going around.
And you can't help but think that whenever you see him on the screen, you're like, well, you obviously didn't get here on your talent.
Because you don't have any.
I mean, he does look just like Clint Eastwood in some shots, like just in certain angles.
And congratulations, you're one of the worst actors in the Fast and the Furious franchise now.
Ew.
Awesome. Way for you, because that's
a dirty mark.
And that's where you're competing against Tyrese Gibson.
And I'm not. I'll say it right now, he's a better actor than you.
That's a low point in your career.
I mean, I guess they're trying to boost up with John Boyega being the big star in here too, and he looks fine. I mean, Idris Elba was very entertaining in the first movie too, which I also disclosed to you. I thought the first movie was just okay. Mm-hmm. It was only bolstered by the fact that I saw Godzilla right after that, and that movie bored me to tears. So I'm like, at least stuff happened.
Yeah, at least you didn't have to wait until the last half hour for fucking giant monsters to actually show up.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm like, okay, he looks like he's, John Boyega is one of those guys. He's a huge fanboy. He clearly looks very into this role. It's just a matter of if they give him an actual character to play instead of another block of wood. We'll have a different shade of wood. We have the white block of wood in the first one, then the black block of wood. So let's hope that's not happening.
No, I think he'll bring a little bit more personality to it. I really like him as an actor a lot. He hasn't been in a lot lately, but just from the little bit I've seen him in with like Attack the Block, and what's it called? The Force Awakens. I think he's he's got the chops.
Star Wars? That's the name you're looking for there, Nick?
What's the name of that franchise? That little known franchise.
The little cult thing?
Yeah, no one really cares about it anymore.
I mean, he was in Attack the Block. He was good in that one. He's done some indie films he was good in too. So
I think he got what it takes, but
give it a shot.
We'll see.
And I'm also happy that Rinko Kikuchi is coming back. The Japanese actress from the first film, because she's an actress who doesn't get any credit from the public. She's really, really talented in the movies I've seen her in. And again, maybe if they actually gave her something to do in this movie, I doubt it. But if they did,
she's my favorite part in the first one. So I don't know where.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she's an Oscar-nominated actress. She got nominated for Babel a few years back.
Yeah.
And it's just like, yeah. So it's like, yeah, she's got talent. It's just, people don't know what to do with her because, she speaks Japanese. How do we write a character for a Japanese actress? It's just, I mean, and to be fair, her English is not very good, but just.
I feel like teaching someone English is a lot easier than teaching someone how to act.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I put my points into that. I put my points into language translation for her, than to points in charisma for Scott Eastwood, because that's a black hole. If we're going into RPG terms, you're just not going to get it out.
That's just a sink right there.
Some characters are just a lost cause.
Yeah, he did not roll high.
He's just got to re-roll this whole character.
He's got to re-roll that character, man, because you got the looks, but that charisma roll really fucked you over.
It's like being the prettiest orc.
I will say this too, that I don't know if the CG work is better or worse in this one. On the one hand, it's not shot in the dark like the first movie was, so I can actually see stuff happening. On the other hand, there's a whole lot of stuff going on.
Now you can see stuff happening.
So... yeah, you can see a ton of stuff happening at once, not just, a little bit of things obscured in rain and darkness like the first film.
Yeah, well, I'm going to give that one a big robot thumbs up right there. So big metal thumbs up for that one. I'm excited to see it. Let's move on to our next one. How about?
Oh, one last thing though. Also, the guy directing it, for people who don't know, is Stephen S. DeKnight, who did the first season of Daredevil.
Ooh. Oh, okay, very cool.
So this could be a hallway shot.
Yeah,
this could be a hallway fight.
Yeah, well, this is
gonna be a giant. How are we gonna get this giant hallway for these robots to fight in? We just have to have a Vegas strip or whatever where the buildings make a little mini hallway. But yeah, anyway, let's move on to our next one. What do we got next here? Oh, we got the New Mutants.
I believe it's the one that I suggested.
The new.
Yes, indeed.
Oh, is that the TV show one?
No, actually, this one's a movie, right?
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, so this is a movie.
The TV show's called The Gifted.
Quickie.
Oh, that's right.
It's a lot of X-Men stuff
The Gifted,
going on.
which is pretty good. Oh, yeah, no, Gifted is pretty good, too. But, yeah, so New Mutants is a new one from the director of Fault in Our Stars, Joss Boone, which I know that doesn't sound like a mark of quality, but this trailer is definitely going for a very different vibe than the other X-Men movies. So, which, hey, if you can do, if you can make mutants into different genres, not just superhero films, I'm all for it.
Yeah, it's very interesting, but without further ado, let's give that one a watch.
So what's so new with these mutants now?
They're newer than Wolverine.
Well, he's been around for a while.
A series of questions.
I want you to respond truthfully.
Does look like more like Arkham Asylum than anything
Have you
else.
ever hurt someone?
Oh, just wait.
They're numbered.
Fuck you.
The next favorite thing.
Hey, I love that song. I don't care.
Experienced
So
anything you'd consider abnormal. Yes. Last question. Do you know what mutants are? Did you know baby rattlesnakes are more dangerous than adult
Because they
ones?
can't control their
They
venom.
haven't learned how to control how much venom they
Congratulations.
check out the big brain on Travis.
That's a pretty obvious thing.
secrete. All of you are dangerous. That's why you're here.
Oh, Stanger Things. Incidentally, a good lead-in for our next trailer.
Brrr.
Oh, I thought it was a mutant that could control washing machines.
That's terrifying. Do you know how much money you'd spend?
The most specific power ever.
She's in the hospital. It's a haunted house.
What? Scream?
You've been through a lot. Get some rest.
Okay.
So I'm surprised it's not produced by Blumhouse.
Yeah, that would be kind of neat. So we have the New Mutants trailer. I mean, they're really setting this tone. They're making like what looks like a horror film.
Yeah.
So that's interesting.
Oh yeah, no, it's a straight up horror movie because the main bad guy, for people who don't know, is Demon Bear. So from the X-Men
Demon Bear?
comics.
Demon Bear.
Yeah, so he's he's a villain. Yeah, he's a villain who specializes in like kind of Freddy Krueger like powers. He's very into like dreams and hallucinations and nightmares. So
Okay.
Yeah, including with
for people reading New Mutants, he's a big figure in New Mutants comics. So
yeah, and I mean that's an interesting lead in to go, especially with like this asylum type narrative that they're going with.
Definitely not going with just the regular Xavier school.
No, I mean, I find that very interesting. Actually, I think he's what am I thinking of? The Batman comic, Asylum, Arkham Asylum, like the comic book, where Batman has to go and spend a night in with a bunch of the crazies in Arkham Asylum, and it's all in like kind of this dream logic kind of state. I see kind of elements of that in this trailer. I really like the fact that they're trying something different with this. It shows it's
not directed by Bryan Singer.
It's a chancier thing to do, and I actually appreciate that they're willing to branch out and do something a little riskier than just a standard mutants come together to form a team sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I think that will really help the superhero genre overall. Like, if they expand it saying, yeah, it's a superhero movie, but it's themed like this, or it's in this genre, I think that would really help give...
We're start getting sub-genres of superhero movies.
Yeah. It's its own industry with subgenres and and special styles.
So we're going to have like a superhero romance film soon.
I would not be opposed to a superhero romance film. I think that'd be funny.
I'd watch it.
I think that would actually be pretty cool.
Hey, I always say chick flicks, there can be good chick flicks. It's possible to do that. So maybe if you have a chick flick with superheroes,
there you go.
I would watch it.
Yeah, imagine like Hitch, only mixed with this character from Hancock. Like, that'd be right. That's fine. I mean, I like the casting here too. I see Arya Stark in there.
Yes.
Haley.
Yep, she is playing Wolfsbane,
which is rad. I mean,
and ironic.
I mean, and yeah, I mean, like she's a werewolf. That's cool.
Yeah. We also have Anya Taylor-Joy from The Witch. The one with the big eyes in that trailer.
Man, she's got some big ass eyes. She's got some Amanda Seyfried eyes in there.
It's weird because she's weirdly beautiful in that way. Just like there's certain things that are strange about her features, but she's very pretty. And then there's also Charlie Heaton from Stranger Things. The big brother in that one.
Yeah.
So yeah, they're getting a big cast of like new actors to really headline.
Just kind of scoop them up.
No, and that's a good move. I mean, it will probably keep the budget lower. It looks like some of the effects here they're going with a little more grounded. I didn't see anything too extensive CG wise.
You saw someone controlling washing machines.
Yeah. I think that's smart. I think they're actually learning lessons from what they learned from like Logan and Deadpool to try and do some of these riskier, smaller projects.
And maybe they just actually learned some lessons, some good ones from things like Apocalypse.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I think I think this could only do better for them. I'm actually a lot more excited now that I've seen the trailer, honestly, for this project.
Seem interesting.
Yeah, no, I was surprised. This kind of dropped out of nowhere last night, like middle of the night, just like, oh yeah, what's this? The new Mutant? Oh, hey. And I'm curious. I mean, horror is big, superheroes are big, so why not do a superhero horror film? It seems like a pretty natural fit, so.
Yeah, I think this is smart for Fox. I think Fox is kind of getting I think they're finally wrapping their head around their own superhero universe. Mm-hmm. Like,
well, I mean, and this means they're keeping it out of Marvel's hand for a long time, because it's like, yeah, we're going to do all types of stuff with the X-Men. Mm-hmm. But on the other hand, if they're doing new things, then sure, fine. I mean, I've always argued X-Men doesn't belong in the MCU. No. Sorry, but
like, I wish they would take share some of the villains maybe, but like the actual X-Men, I don't think I want that in the MCU.
Yeah, we could use some lower level, like, because some of the lower level bad guys that could be good for the Defenders are all mutants.
Yeah,
which kind of sucks. But I do. I mean, I like the fact that Fox is kind of like we're kind of the weird ones. We're like the weird. Nothing is really connected to any of our other movies or universes.
I mean, to be fair, they're still not the black sheep of the superhero universes, so there's that. That still goes to Warner Brothers.
Yeah, so they've had as even longer than Marvel. Like the first X-Men movie came out like what 2000s, yeah. So they've been in this game longer than almost anybody else.
Well, Spider-Man.
Well, I mean, WB had the original Batman movies back in the day too. With the Tim Burton ones.
Yeah, I guess Spider-Man Sony would be the only one that's in the that would have been in the same. Has been at this at the same amount of time, and they can't even get their shit right.
Yeah.
But yeah, mark me down as ready for this new mutation. I'm all ready for it. Let's bring the syringes, all that weird shit. I'm down.
It's kind of ironic too that this is literally a mutation of the superhero genre too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But with all that irony out of the way, should we move on to our?
It is a goofy name for Demon Bear, though.
Demon Bear.
Mean, it's rooted in Native American stuff, if I remember correctly, but still, it's not. I am the Demon Bear.
I feel like they will use really... a different name for it.
I am Man Bear Pig.
Yeah, I am Man Bear Pig. Okay.
I want someone to say that Demon Bear is super cereal.
I am super cereal, guys. It's Demon Bear. It's super cereal.
It is Al Gore. He is the villain of the New Mutants.
I mean, I prefer Ghost Platypus, but that's my thing. That's more my bag. Let's move on to our next one that hopefully will have some Ghost Platypuses in it. What we got? We got Stranger Things season 2.
Final trailer.
Hot off of its Emmys wins last year.
So I'm excited for season 2. I know, Travis, you're pretty excited.
Yeah, Halloween, baby.
Justin, you feeling it?
Oh yeah, hey, I binge watched the first season a few months ago. I really dug it.
That's what Kyle did too.
So we're super excited. I'm really excited to see this new trailer. Let's give this a watch.
I'm sure those egos are still there, aren't they?
Well, it's not like they go bad.
The coal has preserved them. As well as the preservatives.
She's got Elmer Fudd.
What, no syrup? What an asshole.
Right? Not even a toaster?
Reagan and Bush.
Oh, God.
On Halloween night.
This is the dark timeline.
Sort of shadow.
That was a cool shot.
What the fuck was that?
No, this looks beautiful. It's like just the way it's photographed.
These are not nightmares.
Hellboy.
It is indeed Hellboy.
And it all leads back to here.
Maybe they'll have to find the troll market.
Can't have a troll market in every single show.
You said it was always
The Upside Down actually is a part of the Hellboy universe.
And what have you done? Nothing. What is wrong with my boy?
And she's always screaming.
She just likes to scream.
Screaming and crying. That's her thing.
No, you could have opened the door. It wasn't that necessary.
She wants to politely break it in there.
If anyone knows how to destroy this thing,
Sean Astin?
it's Will.
Yeah, Sean Astin.
Paul Reiser! That's right!
Don't you think it's weird? How we only seem to hang out when the world's about to end?
No, it's not, because you're kind of creepy.
It's not like it was before. It's grown.
It's Judgment Day. Which is why we need as much help as we can get.
All right, you got me, Netflix. Enough already. I'm gonna watch it.
Calm down, Netflix.
I'm serious. So much awesome. One trailer.
This is slingshot.
You should go now. Someone's here.
Yeah, this was a little late on that one. It was like Stranger Things.
You still have that bat? Bat? What
The Emmy-winning theme song. Oh. Oh, so he learned it last season. Baseball bats are pretty effective against the
I like how the bat's coming back as a character, too. Remember this fucking awesome bat that we used? This rad fucking bat?
He's just going to turn into Negan. This is the origin story of Negan.
It's the origin story. This is where it all started.
This is where the crazy began.
I saw him move his shoulders a little bit more. Like, he was putting them shoulder moves in there.
Yeah, I just want him not to tilt so much as Negan does. Just...
God damn, guys. This trailer was awesome.
It's pretty good.
Every trailer for this show has been really good. I've been loving what I've been seeing so far. I can't imagine that this won't at least, I mean, they're hyping up expectations, but I mean, the first series was so good. This one looks like it's taking that and amping it up to 11 with it's the threat level.
I see what you did there.
It's actually didn't mean to do it.
No, I know you didn't. That's why I laughed.
I was like, it actually took me a second. I was just like, what did I say? 11. I got it.
That's why I prefer to just do that kind of thing and let you keep going.
No, that's the phrase, amping it up to a young child that uses telepathy powers to murder people, right?
That's the new phrase now.
Wait, it's 11 out of 10? It's a number thing? Oh, okay.
No,
the new thing is amping up to 11 from Stranger Things.
Yes, that is the new one.
Man, though, I've heard this controversy lately, just on that note. Did you guys see the news where apparently they tried to make a sexy 11 costume for Halloween?
What?
And it's just like, yeah, people were like, she's literally a child.
That's weird.
That's pedophilia. Straight up.
Yeah.
Go away.
So maybe they made a character named 18 or something like that. That'd be fine. But I think that's already taken.
Well,
by
the thing is that a character named 18 but looks 16 is way too long, so they had to shorten it up.
Man, that's like, okay, that's like making, sexy Powerpuff Girl costumes. There's sexy Powerpuff Girls costumes, aren't there?
I think that's a thing.
Damn it.
I think that's a
Oh, damn you, Rule 34!
No, I demand sexy It costume now.
Oh, there's gotta be a sexy It costume. There's definitely a sexy It costume.
I'm Pennywise the clown.
Pennywise, why?
Come on down here, Georgie.
No.
Way down here, a little lower. Lower.
You'll float down here.
What were we talking about? Stranger Things. That's right.
Stranger Things. Yeah, hey, this looks just as good as the first season. It's well produced.
Great shots.
Got, all the actors we love. It's got even more actors that we love, from our 80s.
Cinematography is killing me. It's so good. Like, it is, like, that shot where it's just, Will, like, in the street, like, looking down, like, before even the monster shows up. That shot is so, like, spooky and, like, just perfectly, framed. It's just really neat looking.
I'm almost a little worried about the monster being almost comical, though, if they spend too much time on it, because even just in the trailer, it kind of looked wiggly at times.
Mm-hmm. I'd imagine that's
well, it's supposed to look, it's kind of Cthulhu-ish almost. Like, it's got a very larger-than-life, spooky
I'd imagine that most of those are going to be Will's dream sequences, and that the actual monster won't show up until the end. So I imagine if it's a Cthulhu-type thing, it's kind of like, once it shows up, your shit's fucked.
Oh, yeah.
At least that's what I would imagine. I don't know. I kind of like that they're more willing to team everybody up. Like the sheriff and the kids are obviously hanging out more. The kids are meeting up with the bully from the first season.
Mm-hmm.
Like I don't remember them even interacting at all in the first season.
Not really.
So now, like, they're actually...
They were always kind of like separate storylines almost.
Yeah, so it's kind of interesting to see that we actually never saw those characters interact, so now we get to see, them work together, so that's kind of neat.
Yeah, no, I mean, I think they realize it's like, Sheriff Hopper or whatever, he's the guy who gets the most stuff done. Secret government workshop, I just need a pistol and my fists, and I can get anywhere.
I did like there's the one frame of him being, like, cleaned or whatever, and it was like, no, the one thing you can't wash off my musky alcoholism, no!
Not the filth, I need
it's my identifier, no!
I want to go to bed at night.
I love that actor though. He's
really good. He's good at that. He's our new Hellboy. Yeah. I like the black kid, like where everyone is gearing up to like shoot, like one of the monsters must be coming at the door, and they're gearing up with the guns and stuff. And that the little black kid is not one to stand down either. He's got his slingshot ready to go. And I just want one of the grown-ups to look at him and go like, "What the fuck are you doing, kid? Like for real?
Get out of here."
Like one of the monsters to just come up with him like. Seriously, a slingshot. Just takes it away from him. Just like, just go sit down. Just go sit down. Like, I was gonna eat you, but now I'm kind of insulted. So you just go sit in the corner.
You gave me indigestion.
And think about what you did. I'm not sure. Like 11 with hair looks weird to me. Does 11 with hair look weird to anybody else?
Like it almost makes me forget it's her every once in a while. I'm like, oh, that's right. That's 11.
Not only weirder, she looks more like a boy than ever before with that hair.
I mean, the wig in the first season kind of looked a little iffy, but it was like, oh, I guess people could buy that. The curly hair is really throwing me for a loop for whatever reason. I have to recognize that it's her every time she pops up on screen. Like, oh yeah, that's 11.
Well, you know why they're doing it, because they're trying to capture that Goonies vibe, I'm sure. It's like, oh yeah, like those characters with the curly hair in Goonies.
Those sexually androgynous characters in Goonies. You didn't know what their deal was.
Yeah.
Was Chunk a boy, a girl?
It's gonna be hard for me to... It's gonna be hard for me to watch Finn Wolfhard now, because after watching It, where he's just cussing up a storm and telling dirty your mom jokes, for him to go back to the nice guy character, I'm like,
Yeah, I mean... with Sean Astin coming to the crew now, I'm surprised if we won't see at least one truffle shuffle going on there. Although now we might be in a more woke society and kind of realize the truffle
that was fucked up.
The truffle shuffle was a little, like really fat shaming some pretty hard shit right there.
Hey, I mean, it was his idea more or less to some degree. So.
Was it? All I remember the opening scene of just like we won't let you in until you do the truffle shuffle. Come on, guys, don't make me do the truffle shuffle. I remember being pretty messed up.
Hey, I would take that over the kids trying to slice open the fat kid in It recently.
That's fair.
Yeah, that was messed up.
Truffle shuffle it is.
Yeah.
Oh wait, that's what's on the table? Let me just get that truffle shuffle skills going on.
Let's open them shirts.
I'm cool with that.
Hey, and Sean Astin might be desperate enough that he might do a truffle shuffle if it keeps him relevant in the public eye.
What are you talking about? The voice of Raphael from the recently canceled Ninja Turtles series.
Oh, he was on that?
He was. He was the Raphael character on that.
Yeah, everyone's least favorite character from 24. Well, no, actually, Jack Bauer's daughter is less liked. But yeah, that guy from 24 who died halfway through the season. Yeah, everyone loves him.
Yeah, he'll always be Samwise to me, Mr. Frodo.
Hey, to be fair, I will give credit. See, he was very, very good at Samwise. So.
But yeah, Stranger Things, man. It's coming soon. We're so close.
Well, geez.
I'm so fucking excited.
Well, Nick, we get to binge this and then go see Thor Ragnarok when we're done.
Yes.
That's awesome.
That's a good week of media consumption right there.
Like, might just have to take vacation days for this one.
Just taking vacation. That's our Stranger Things, Thor Ragnarok vacation. Our Stranger Ragnarok vacation.
Our strangecation.
Ragnar Things.
Hey, Doctor Strange should be showing up in Ragnarok. It thematically fits.
Oh, he is. Yeah, he's in the movie.
I'm super excited. This is gonna be super cool. At least I hope it is, and I think it's gonna be. I know there's no indicators that have really made me nervous in any way, shape, or form.
No.
I think this one's gonna be, hopefully just as good as the first one, if not even better.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, Justin, what are you feeling on it?
Give it to me.
Yes.
Give it to me now.
Give it to me.
I'll watch it. And that's the thing. It's like, I don't know what else I don't want to say much else because I don't want to really speculate. I don't want to, get any spoilers. I just want to watch it. It's already got my attention.
I'm going to watch it as intently as Eleven does when she uses her powers. Like, I'm going to actually do the little held tilt thing and just be like, and then like...
Although,
I said this
in the last trailer too, no Barb this trailer. Yay. So
Poor Barb.
Hashtag return of Barb. But anyway,
I mean, I will be pissed if that actually happens, where they're just like, "Hey guys, guess what? She's back!" Just out of the blue.
She'll come back like in one of the dream sequences or something.
But anyway, yeah, that brings our trailer talk for an end, guys, and so brings the end of this episode of the UGO podcast. Thank you guys so much for listening. If you'd like to help out the podcast at all, you can go and subscribe to us on iTunes. You can give us those reviews on iTunes. 5-star reviews help us out so much. They help us with, visibility and all that good stuff. So if you want to give us a 5-star review, here's what I'll do for you. I will read whatever goes in that review box on the air, word for word. So if you would like to, tell me about your theories of,
Demand him do the truffle shuffle. Demand it.
I was going to say how to bring Barb back if you want to bring in the Lazarus pit, and that's how they bring Barb back. I'm interested in theories.
No, here, I will do the truffle shuffle right now.
I'll read out some theories on the air. I'll do it. Or maybe your pitches for demon, like an opposite, demon bear or ghost platypus villains or whatnot. I'll read whatever goes in there.
Or just tell us how much we suck for not eating Szechuan sauce.
You can also go to us on Facebook to talk to us about Szechuan sauce on our Facebook page, Unapologists Geek Out. You can go to our webpage, unapologicsgeekout.com, leave a comment there. You can follow us on Twitter at UGO Podcast. Instagram's the same thing. We're going to have some con pictures going up at least next week, and hopefully for some DaishaCon stuff too. We're going to be doing a lot of that good stuff. Keep an eye up at our YouTube channel, too. We always like to try and get some video for when we visit those cons and stuff. With that, Justin, where can the people find you?
Well, every people, you can find me on oneofus.net. I write the notes for the subscriber-only podcast, The Breakfast Pub. I guest star on a few of the other podcasts. We just recently had a intern.cast podcast where we reviewed Gerald's Game on Netflix. That was a fun discussion where Davey and I were the only ones who liked it, and the other guys hated it, but they're wrong.
So it's just like having reviews over here, isn't it?
Yeah,
I know you guys are always wrong. And I was interested. Right. It just happens.
I was interested
everywhere.
in that in the Gerald's Game. I'm actually interested to check that one out.
Yeah, no, I would really be curious to see what you guys think. It's a good year for Stephen King. Just saying. But otherwise, just look me up on Facebook and Twitter, and you'll find me.
All right, and with that, we're going to bring this episode to a close, guys. Trailer Mageddon is done and over.
We survived!
Up until next Comic-Con. But yeah, up until then, up until next week, we are on Unapologists Geek Out, and we're out.